that I was talking to you about. Uh, it's an article again posted on October 19, 2006. I will give you the views and the articles in chronological order all the time. Everything will be in chronological order, so please pay attention to the dates when those articles were posted, and probably you'll have a link of events, and you will understand exactly what's happening. So, men in critical condition after stingray attack in boat. It was posted on October 19, 2006. Doctors removed stingray barb by pulling it through victim's heart. 81-year-old stingray victim in critical condition. Stingray flopped into man's boat and stabbed him with venomous barb. Scientists say this behavior is extremely unusual for stingrays. It happened in Florida at Lighthouse Point. An 81-year-old man was in critical condition Thursday after a stingray flopped onto his boat and stung him, leaving a foot-long barb in his chest in an accident similar to the one that killed crocodile hunter Steve Irwin. It was a freak accident, said Lighthouse Point's acting fire chief David Donzella. It's very odd that the thing jumped out of the water and stung him. We still cannot believe it. Fatal stingray attacks like the one that killed Irwin last month at the Great Barrier Reef are rare, marine experts say. Rays reflexively deploy a sharp spine in their tails when frightened, but the venom coating the barb usually causes just painful sting for humans. James Bertakis of Lighthouse Point was on the water with his granddaughter and a friend Wednesday when a stingray flopped on his boat and stung Bertakis. Bertakis called 911. Doctors were able to remove the barb during surgeries Wednesday and Thursday by eventually pulling it through his heart and closing the wound, said Dr. Eugene Constantin at Broward's General Medical Center. Bertakis was apparently trying to remove the 3-foot-wide spotted eagle ray from the boat when he was stung, Police Commander Mike O. said. Ellen Pichich, a professor of marine biology and fisheries at the University of Miami, who has been studying stingrays for decades, said they are generally docile. Something like this is really extraordinarily rare. She said, even when they are under duress, they don't usually attack. That's the story. I will, as I said, I will continue with chronological events. The full letter that you read it, that I'm reading to you right now, was posted on the net on November 7, so remember the date, November 7, 2006. And we are going to tell you what happened in the meantime, so pay attention to the dates. On November 9, Liberal leader told the press. It's about the Canadian Liberal leader, Bill Graham, and I read the entire article that was published in Globe and Mail Update. That's a Canadian paper. Scott DeVoe signed this article. So the title is Graham Brands Ambrose Summit Role and Embarrassment. It's about the Nairobi Summit on global warming, on which environmental minister, conservative environmental minister Ambrose was attending. So, Liberal leader Bill Graham said it was an embarrassment that Environment Minister Rona Ambrose will chair a United Nations summit on climate change this week in Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya, after admitting Canada won't meet its Kyoto targets. And I quote again, "To be chairing a process you aren't committed to is an embarrassment," end quote. Mr. Graham said during a joint press conference with Bloc Québécois leader Gilles Duceppe Thursday in Ottawa. The Conservatives' climate change agenda is worse than embarrassing, worse than silly. It's dangerous to the future of the planet. So that's what the Liberal leader said about his Conservative counterpart member of Parliament. And I will tell you what's happened next. So on November 14, things become even nastier. It was another joint conference in Nairobi, Kenya, kept by the Liberal Party leaders. And I read again. So on November 14, the comments were made in a joint news conference in Nairobi just hours before Ms. Ambrose arrived at the summit on global warming. Liberal Member of Parliament John Godfreys and Bloc Québécois Member of Parliament Bernard Bigras openly mocked the minister, laughing out loud as they quoted her recent defense of the government policies. Claude Béchard, Quebec Environment Minister, was not as critical of Ms. Ambrose as the others were, but said he wants the minister to reverse herself this week and commit to the Kyoto Protocol. It's another thing related probably to that happened. On November 10, 2006, British Science Minister Lord Sainsbury stepped down, but I will tell you about this in the in the next couple of minutes. We'll continue with the title. It is on November 10, 2006, British Science Minister Lord Sainsbury stepped down. British Science Minister Lord Sainsbury stepped down, replaced by Energy Minister. It was published by Associated Press on November 10, 2006, London. Britain's Science Minister said he was stepping down from his job Friday, and the junior Minister for Energy was appointed to take his place. Lord Sainsbury, 66, whose family founded the British supermarket chain that bears their name, said he was retiring after 8 years as Science Minister. He said his departure was nothing to do with the police investigation into allegations that the governing Labour Party gave out honours, including seats in the House of Lords in exchange for gifts or loans to the party coffers, although he said he had been interviewed by police as a witness. Malcolm Weeks, who is responsible for energy policy as a minister in the Department of Trade and Industry, was appointed to succeed Sainsbury, Prime Minister Tony Blair office said. Sainsbury was a major donor to the Labour Party before being appointed as Science Minister in 1998. And I will read now his official reason for his resignations that was given on November 11, 2006. Lord Sainsbury insists cash for honours not being behind his resignations. So Lord Sainsbury has been Science Minister for 8 years. The 66-year-old former Sainsbury chairman said this was the right moment to stand down. I'm not directly involved in whether peerages were offered for cash. I'm not a party fundraiser, and I have been a peer for 9 years, so no one is suggesting I was in the business of buying a peerage. My comments now, for our comments for this, remember this article was posted on web on November 7, and we thank him for his belief in God, because God does everything as he wants, don't he? Then on November 11 another event happened, and I will tell you about this event. It's about Archbishop John Centano. It's a British Archbishop. I will tell you exactly what he said in Britain, and this will be in the second part of this video clip. As a reminder, that will be 4, 5 or 6 small video clips till I will get at the end of this letter.